Welcome to 360 Viral Trends TV, your number one hub for raw, unfiltered and fearless coverage of viral trends and global news that matter, especially across Africa and around the world. If this is your first time here or you have been watching without subscribing, pause for a moment, hit that like button, subscribe and turn on the notification bell. We also want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments because your voice truly matters. Disclaimer: the following content is based on credible public sources and verified online reports. It's meant strictly for educational, analytical and informational purposes. We do not promote violence, hate or misinformation. Our mission is to inform, spark meaningful dialogue and advocate for African self-determination. A revolution is unfolding in Nepal. The people have flooded the streets in their hundreds of thousands, possibly millions, determined to reclaim their country. Why? Because they are tired of living under corruption.
Today I stand here with a dream of building a new Nepal, with a fire of hope and passion burning within me. But my heart is heavy because this dream seems to be slipping away. Rise and shines, futures of this upcoming imperial empire. I, Yoshka Raut, the head boy of this everlasting imperial institute, Holy Bell English Secondary School, welcomes you with open arms to our 24th annual program. I put myself before you this moment to shed light within your consciousness by piercing the dark nimbus that circles above you. I am present here today to immortalize a monumental change in the course of history. Nepal, our mother, this country gave us birth, nurtured us. But what did it ask in return? Just our honesty, our hard work, our contribution. But what are we doing? We are bounded by the chains of unemployment, fleeing abroad in search of opportunities. We are trapped by the selfish games of political parties. Corruption has woven a web that is extinguishing the light of our futures. Youth, rise! We are the torch bearers of change. If you do not raise our voices, who will? If you do not raise our voices, who will? If you do not build this nation, who will? We are the fire that will burn away the darkness. We are the storm that will sweep away injustice and bring prosperity. Our ancestors shed their blood to give us this nation. We cannot sell it. We cannot lose it. We are the fire. We will burn every despair away. Now we must decide. Will we drown in the darkness of despair or rise as the sun of hope? Will we change the fate of this nation or will we let it remain in shackles? King Birendra once said, "Even if I die, shall my country live on?" All the youths, carry these words in your heart and engrave a monument of change in the course of history. Nepal is ours and its future is in our hands. Jai Yuva! Jai Nepal!
I want and everyone need a good leader. Here, like previous one were corrupted, so we need a good one who can lead the country in a good way. We are going to develop our country and I'm hoping so. We all Gen Zs or even we all Nepalese are expecting the same things from the new leader who we are going to choose in few days.
These officers are no longer willing to keep pulling the trigger on their own brothers and sisters just to protect corrupt leaders. They are surrendering to the will of the citizens, laying down their weapons and stepping aside. This is the presidential palace. Even here, policemen are giving up the fight. They are tired of shedding innocent blood to shield leaders who care nothing for them. What does this prove? The power of the people, the power of numbers. When 500,000 people flood the streets, what army can truly stop them? Do you massacre all of them? Impossible. No force can withstand a determined crowd of citizens. Look at what is happening. Even when authorities deploy water cannons and tear gas, the people keep marching forward. This is how revolutions have always played out in history. At first, government unleash violence on their own. They beat, arrest, and even kill. But once they see the people are resolute, once the crowd becomes too massive to suppress, the same soldiers and policemen switch sides. They tell the very leaders they once protected to escape because the crowd is unstoppable. That is why today in Nepal, politicians are being airlifted in helicopters fleeing from the people's anger. At the airport, helicopters are lined up on standby, waiting to rescue any politician lucky enough to reach them. Those who once acted like emperors are now running for safety. And this is the truth everywhere. The real problem is never the ordinary people. The chaos always begins with a small minority of corrupt leaders. The situation in Nepal is no different. Citizens finally had enough. They could no longer endure watching the children of politicians live in outrageous luxury while the masses suffered poverty. That was bad enough. But the breaking point came when the government banned Facebook, Twitter, and social media platforms. That was this final straw. The youth decided that enough is enough. This is the lesson. No army can gun down millions of its own people. If a protest alone gathers a few thousand, security agents come out in full force. They intimidate with gas, bullets, and threats. But once the people pour out in their hundreds of thousands, the script flips. Soldiers desert, policemen throw away their uniforms, and they blend into the crowd because they know at that point the people will fight back and avenge every life lost. The more the state kills, the more determined the people become. In fact, when citizens hear that corrupt politicians are fleeing, that helicopters are lifting them away to safety, it doesn't discourage them, it motivates them. More people join the protests, swelling the numbers until the regime collapses under its own weight. And Nepal is not alone. Last year in Bangladesh, we saw something similar. Over 200 people were killed by the very security forces meant to protect them. Yet, even then, the people pressed forward and the regime was shaking. This is the pattern of revolutions across the world. Nigeria is no different. Fear is still holding many back, but history has already shown us what happens when the people rise together. Remember 2020 and the EndSARS protest. At first, the police fought back, but as the protest spread to Lagos and beyond, police stations were burned and officers vanished from the streets. Citizens discovered the power they had once they came out in force. Imagine what would have happened if 500,000 Nigerians or even millions filled the streets determining change. No corrupt politician could withstand that. No army could fight it. Even simple things like political campaign in Lagos are met with violence. Citizens were beaten for no reason. This lawlessness, this impunity is exactly what pushes people to the streets. Nepal was already struggling with poverty, unemployment, and hardship. Yet, while ordinary people were starving, politicians' children paraded wealth openly. That was the breaking point. They said, we are done tolerating this. We are taking our country back. That is why leaders are fleeing Nepal today. There's an old saying, a stitch in time saves nine. Leaders who ignore the people, who impoverish them while living in luxury, are only digging their own graves. In Nigeria, it is the same story. The naira has collapsed. Taxes keep rising. Borrowing keeps increasing. Citizens can't find their next meal. Yet politicians are throwing parties and wasting billions. How long can this continue? Even the insecurity is unbearable. In one day, hundreds are killed across Nigeria. Higher death tolls than in war zones like Ukraine or Russia. How does that make sense? Bombs and missiles don't even cause such daily carnage. But here is a normal headline. The truth is simple. Those who make peaceful revolution impossible only make violent revolution inevitable.